Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy Eyes Academy. So today in this session we are going to understand about Iran's missile capabilities. So remember this, that today I will be discussing the historical perspective as well as current perspective. So just wait and watch. So what if I told you that one of the world's most heavily sanctioned isolated nations has quietly built one of the most powerful missile, drones as well as air defense arsenals on earth? A country once fully dependent on the Western weapons, now manufacturing the hypersonic missile, long-range drones and stealth air defense system, feared by even most advanced militaries in the world. How did this happen? How did a nation battered by a war, strangled by sanctions, and abandoned by allies suddenly emerged as a global military powerhouse? So, this is not just a story of weapons. This is a story of resilience, revenge, as well as relentless ambition. So today we will uncover the untold spine-chilling journey of Iran from a helpless buyer of Western arms to a master of missile technology, drone warfare, and impenetrable air defense system. So brace yourself, what you are about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about the global military power. This is nothing but the rise of Iran, the unseen power in the modern warfare. Now, the first thing that we need to understand, why does Iran have missiles? So why does Iran have missiles? So this we need to understand. Now, Iran says that its ballistic missiles are needed to defend itself as well as to retaliate if Iran is attacked by US, Israel or others in the region. Iran also says that it does not want nuclear weapons. It does not want nuclear weapons. So there are various examples like recent missile attacks. In July 2025, Iran fired ballistic missiles at Israel. ईरान ने बैलिस्टिक मिसाइल्स फायर किए किस पर? इजराइल पे. एज यू कैन सी हियर, है ना, आफ्टर इजराइल अटैक्ड हेजबोला which is Iran's ally in Lebanon. So this was Iran's second ever direct attack on Israel. The first time was in April 2025. Now, if we see Iran's ballistic missiles, as you can see here the images, if we see Iran's ballistic missile, these are largest in the region, and that is why, according to United States of America Office of the Director of National Intelligence, which says that Iran has the biggest collection of ballistic missiles in the Middle East. So let's see this. As you can see this chart here, missiles that can reach Israel as per Iranian media in April 2025. So what is the name of the missile? Sajil. Speed is set around 17,000 km per hour, that is around 10,500 mph, and the range is 2,500 km, that is around 1550 miles. Another missile, Khaybar, range around 2,000 kilometers, and Haj Qasim range around 1,400 kilometers. As you can see here, this is the Sajil missile. As you can see, now this was used by Iran on Israel in April 2025, and then Khaybar आप देख सकते हैं, this was also used by Iran on Israel in April 2025, Khaybar. And third one, as you can see here, Haj Qasim, है ना, this was also used by Iran in April 2025. Apart from this, there are other known missiles as per Arms Control Association of US. अब US कहता है Iran had various other missiles like Shahed 1, and its range is around 300 kilometers. Then Zulfaghar 700 kilometers, Shahed 3 800 to 1000 kilometers, Imad 1 up to 2000 kilometer, which is under development. Okay, and then Sajal again 1500 to 2500 kilometer. This is another which is under development. So as you can see here, this is Shahed 1, this is Zulfaghar, है ना, as you can see here. Then as you can see here, Shahed 3, this is Shahed 3, as you can see on your screen. And then there are other missiles, Imad 1, जी हाँ, as you can see this missile, this is Imad-1 and this is Sejil missile. Clear? So these are some known missiles. Now, there are different types of missiles which is used by Iran. Now, there are basically two types of missile. One is called as solid fuel missile. One is called as solid fueled missile. Another is called as liquid fueled missile. Liquid fueled missiles. So two types of missiles. Solid fueled missiles, these are more advanced. These are launched from angled mobile launchers, as you can see here. Then liquid fueled missiles, these are launched from vertical launchers. Remember this thing, these are launched from vertical launchers. Now let's take the examples. The missiles which are fired on Israel in July 2025. अब ऐसी कौन सी मिसाइल्स थी which are fired on Israel in July 2025? Likely to be solid fueled missile like Haj Qasim, Kebar, है ना? These are some important. Haj Qasim, as you can see here, Haj, है ना? As you can see, Haj Qasim, then Seba, Kebar, and then Zekan. These different missiles, and likely to be liquid fueled missiles also. Liquid fueled missiles कहाँ से fire की गई थी? From Isfahan, है ना? Like as you can see here, Imad missile. अभी हमने discuss किया Imad missile. Badr is also there. Apart from this, there are other missile developments. Now, what are those other missiles developments? So let's talk about other missile development. So I just want to tell you that in June 2020, Iran fired its first ballistic missile from underground. Then in June 2023, Iran unveiled its first hypersonic missiles, which flies 5 times faster than the sound, which is very hard to stop. Then Iran is also building underground missiles depots for storage as well as launches. Now, with respect to technology sources, है ना, अब अगर हम technology sources की बात करें तो ऐसा सुनने में आ रहा है that Iran missile designs are based on North Korean, as you can see here, North Korean, Russian and Chinese technology. Now, let's talk about Iran's cruise missile. What is the name of missile? KH-55. This is what kind of missile? This is air-launched missile. Range is around 3000 km and capability nuclear capable. Another cruise missile, Khalid Farza. This is anti-ship, around 300 km and it can carry 100 kg warhead. Clear? Now, apart from this, I want to tell you some regional attacks using these missiles जहां पर ईरान ने ऐसी चीजें यूज की हो. तो कुछ ऐसे रीजनल अटैक्स हैं. Like as you can see here, in January 2024, Iran attacked Israel's alleged spy base in Iraq Kurdistan region. Okay, Iraq Kurdistan region and Islamic State in Syria. This is another incident. Now, it is said that Iran also fired at militants in Pakistan. Now, there are some past examples. Like in 2019, Saudi Arabia and United States of America, they accused Iran of attacking Saudi oil sites. But Iran ने इस बात को deny कर दिया. Then, in 2020, Iran hit US forces in Iraq, that is Al-Ashad Air Base. As you can see here, Al-Ashad Air Base, after the US killed Iranian commander. ईरान उसी के बाद यूएस ने इरानियन कमांडर को मार दिया था. नाउ बैक ईरान इज ऑल्सो बैकिंग हाउदीज इन यमन. जी हां. नाउ यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका इज सेइंग दैट ईरान आर्म्स हाउदीज इन यमन हु अटैक्ड रेड सी शिप्स and they also attacked Israel during the Gaza war. Then after this, in September 2024, Reuters, जो न्यूज चैनल है Reuters, they reported that Iran helped arrange missile transfers from Russia to Houthis. And in 2022, Houthis fired missiles and drones at UAE. That is, one attack targeted a US military base, but it was stopped by the Patriot missile. उस अटैक को Patriot missile से रोक दिया गया था. Now, apart from this, Iran also supports Hezbollah in Lebanon. As you can see here, another ally of Iran. So Iran also supports Hezbollah in Lebanon. Now, Hezbollah का क्या कहना है? Hezbollah claims that it can now convert regular rockets into the precision missile with the help of Iran. And former Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah, है ना? And इन्होंने क्या कहा था? He said that they build drones with Iran's help. After that, Iran also gave support to Syria. है ना? Iran also gave support to Syrian government, which was the Shia government, है ना? Bashar al-Assad, sorry, है ना? So Iran gave precision missiles to Syria to help President Bashar al-Assad, who was also a Shia, against the rebels. So Iran even set up underground missile factories in Syria. ऐसा कहना है बहुत सारे Western countries का. So overall, in short, if we see, Iran has built one of the biggest missile arsenals in the Middle East, from short range to hypersonic missiles. And it has also used these missiles in conflict with the United States of America, Israel, Saudi Arabia and others, and also supplies them to allies like Houthis, Hezbollah as well as Syria. Now, the most important question here is, how did Iran become a global leader in drone, missiles and air defense system? Now, for this, we need to understand the historical point of view. What was the situation and how they developed themselves? So, it all began with 1979 Islamic Revolution. In 1979, Iran overthrew the US-backed Shah Pahlavi. As you can see here, in 1979, Iran overthrew the US-backed government, that is Shah Pahlavi dictatorship, and Iran became Islamic Republic nation. Now, before 1979, Iran used to buy all its weapons from Western countries like United States of America, United Kingdom, etc. And Iran's military was 100% dependent on imported weapons. अब कौन से वो imported weapons है? As you can see here, 100% dependent on imported weapons like US Beechcraft MQM-107 Streaker drone, which is considered as the target drone. Then as you can see here, RIM-66 standard surface-to-air missiles. Then AIM means, as you can see here, air-to-air missile 54 Phoenix. Then air defense system like British Rapier and US MIM-23 Hawk. These are some important things that we need to understand. Iran used to import these things from Western nations, especially United States of America and United Kingdom. Now, then why Iran started developing its own weapon? Because of war in 1980s. The war between Iraq and Iran, which has forced Iran to make its own weapons. Now, what happened in that war? In the 1980s, Iran attacked, Iraq, Iraq जो है. So in 1980s, Iraq attacked Iran with the support from US and other nations. Now, due to sanctions, no spare parts, Iran Western weapons became useless. So in this scenario, Iran could not get them even from the Soviet Union. Okay, because even Soviet Union at that time supported Iraq. Now Iran had no choice but to build its own weapons. That was the only choice with Iran. Now, what was the Iran's first step towards military self-reliance in 1980s? अब ईरान को क्या चाहिए था? Iran needed two things. Now Iran needed two things. Now what were those two things? First thing was missile Iran needed two things. First thing was missile, another was drone. Another drone. Missile to strike distant enemies. Second, drones for spying safely. So Iran needed two things, missiles and drones. Now, after this, what happened? In 1980s, so Iran founded its first military companies. 1980s में ईरान ने अपनी first military companies बनाई. That is called as Cords Aviation Industry Company in Tehran. As you can see, a Cords Aviation Industry Company at Tehran. Second is HESA, HESA. That is Iran's Aircraft Manufacturing Industrial Company, which was in Isfahan. Which is in Isfahan. So they made Iran's first drone. In companies ne banaya, they made Iran's first drones. That is Mohajer. As you can see here, this is Mohajer. Clear? Mohajer was the spy drone and later it armed with RPG rockets. Second, training drone, that is Talash. This is Talash, which is also called as training drone. This is Talash, which is called as training drone. And the third is Ababil. Now, this is Ababil. Now, this is considered as the attack drone. So, Mohajer flew many missions. It took 50,000 photos and became Iran's first combat drone. And Iran also started its ballistic missile program by reverse engineering method imported missiles. Okay. Now, Iran then also made Ogha, which is 45-kilometer range, and Nazit, which is around 100-kilometer missile by later war years. So, ये कुछ development किए ईरान ने. Then what were the rapid growth? How Iran gained rapid growth after the war? अब मैं आपको यहाँ पर बताऊं that after the war, Iran focused on asymmetric warfare. That is cheap, mass-producible weapons like drones, missiles, and anti-ship systems. Now, in 1990s, Iran occupied, or you can say Iran acquired the missile technology from China, from North Korea, as well as Russia for reverse engineering. And then Iran developed various missile series. As you can see here, Iran developed Shah missile series, Zilzal rocket artillery, that is hundreds of kilometer range, and then Shah 3, first medium range missile whose range was around 2000 kilometer in late 1990s. And then Iran also improved drones, that is Mohajer 2 and Ababil 2, better range as well as maneuverability. Clear? So these things were there. Now, apart from this, what was the Iran's missile revolution of 2000s? Now we need to understand Iran's missile revolution of 2000. Now, ये जो आप फोटो देख रहे हैं, he is none other than called as father of Iran's missile program. That is Hassan Tehrani Moqaddam. इनका नाम क्या है? As you can see here, Hassan Tehrani Moqaddam, who is also called as father of Iran's missile program, who led this effort, who started this. And he is also compared to various Western experts like Werner von Braun, German and US rocket pioneer. As you can see here, German and US rocket pioneer. इनका नाम है Werner von Braun. Then another is Sergei. Now this Sergei Korolev, who is also called as Soviet space program leader. Clear? So these personalities are compared with this personality of Iran. Now, Moqaddam, as you can see here, Tehrani Moqaddam died in 2011 in an explosion with 16 others, and he left behind many trained engineers. तो इन्होंने अपने पीछे काफी सारे trained engineers छोड़े हुए. Now, what are the key missiles which was developed? Like Shahab 3. Shahab 3, ये जो missile है Shahab 3, which is effective, but it had problems like large, slow liquid fuel and low accuracy. Apart from this, new missiles were also introduced. Now let me show you. As you can see here, new missiles were also introduced like Ghadar 110, then Fazl 3, Ashura, Sajil. These were developed in mid 2000s. These missiles are solid fuel, faster and more accurate. Now these missiles had medium range and it could be quickly launched. These developments took place. So these are smaller mass-produced missiles. So there are various smaller mass-produced missiles in 2010. So 2010 के दशक में बहुत सारी मिसाइल्स को प्रोड्यूस किया ईरान ने, लाइक फतेह 110 मिसाइल है ना, इनिशियल रेंज वाज 2 to 300 किलोमीटर. नाउ today Fattah missile is having improved versions like Fattah 313, which is having around 500 kilometer, Zulfagar, which is having the 700 kilometer, Dezful, which is having the 1000 kilometer of range. So these are some important missiles which were developed in 2010s. Now, so let me tell you that these were easier to move, first of all, faster to launch, and third thing, harder to shoot down. And it is easy to mass produce. So overall we can say that Iran has showed the underground missile stockpiles on TV also. Now in this way we can say that Iran became a global military leader. Okay, so by 2010 Iran was among the top 7 countries in missile technology and among top 4 countries with larger ballistic missile arsenal. This is the development. Even United States of America tried to block Iran from buying foreign weapons but failed. Like for example, Russia S-300 air defense system, Germany drone motors, China missile parts, Iran ne kharide, and Iran responded by making everything itself. This is called as capability. So cruise missiles, then Iran also developed the cruise missiles that we need to understand. Now as you can see here, cruise missiles development. As you can see, Qadir, Ghadir, Ya Ali, these are some anti-ship missiles. Then Meshkat, Somar, Abu Mahdi, Pave, then Hovez, Qadar 474, and the range up to 3000 kilometer. Apart from this, Iran also developed advanced loitering munitions like Shahed, Arash. Then Iran developed new capabilities to develop like hypersonic missile Fattah, supersonic cruise missile, turbojet powered loitering drones. Then apart, not only this, Iran has also developed the combat drones. जी हाँ, ईरान ने इसी के साथ ही साथ combat drones भी बनाए, like Fortress, Command 22, है ना, Muhajir 10, Shahed 129, Shahed 149, है ना. So these are some important missiles. So these are armed with various weapons and these are long range. As you can see here, these are long range. Okay. Now, next thing is Iran also advanced its air defense and electronic warfare. Now, let me tell you, Iran has built its own radar and air defense system after repeatedly blocking United States Israeli intrusions. Now, if we talk about early system, as you can see here, early system, Marsad, which is the older tech, advanced air defense system from 2010 onwards, like Rad 2, Tabas, then 3 Khordad, Joshan, Kamin 2, Bawar 373, then Arman. So the range of these systems is around 300 kilometer and these are advanced tracking. These things are having advanced tracking comparable to global systems. Okay. So overall, when we see these things with respect to Iran, so Iran has now fully integrated the radar and air defense network covering its entire airspace as well as nearby regions. So overall, we can say since 1979, despite wars and sanctions, Iran became fully self-reliant in weapons. It has one of the biggest and most advanced missile as well as drone programs in the world. Iran possesses the hypersonic missiles, cruise missiles, loitering drones, and strong air defenses. So Iran is seen as a top modern military power in missile as well as drone warfare technology. So overall we can say that now you know, a country that once could not even make a spare part for its weapon, today it holds thousands of missiles hidden in vast underground cities, ready to strike at hypersonic speed. Now the drones that can fly thousands of kilometers, air defense system that can lock onto steel jets as well as cruise missiles that can dodge every obstacle. So let me tell you, it started from desperation during a brutal war when Iran was left to fight alone in 1980s with nothing but it is its will to survive. So this is not just military innovation, it is a chilling reminder that technology once master is unstoppable and power can shift in unexpected ways. And as we speak, Iran continues to test new weapons faster, deadlier, and even harder to detect. And here is the haunting question. If a nation under a siege can achieve this, who might rise next? And how soon will the balance of global power change again? So tell me in the comment section. Were you surprised by Iran's story or not? And if you found this video eye-opening, so do not forget to share it and subscribe our channel Legacy IAS Academy, because the world needs to know what's really happening beyond the headlines. So until next time, stay curious and stay aware. Thank you so much.